Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
You know, my sister and I, we grew up celebrating Kwanzaa. Every year, our family, our extended family, we would gather around across multiple generations, and we tell stories. The kids would sit on the carpet, and the elders would sit in chairs, and we would light the candles, and of course, afterwards, have a beautiful meal.
Hey everybody, we're here to talk about one of our favorite holidays in our big modern family.
Hanukkah.
And why do you love Hanukkah?
I love Hanukkah because it really is about the light and bringing light where there has been darkness. And there is so much work to be done in the world to bring light.
Kamala Harris is going to be president, and she's going to be president rather quickly. Something's going to happen with Joe Biden, and he's not going to be able to be president. They're going to say he's not able or not fit to be president, and Kamala Harris is going to be president. Once you see Kamala Harris as president, then you know doom is near. So I predict that she'll have a 10-year presidency. She'll do these first 2 years with Biden. She'll share the term with Biden, and then she'll run for president, and then she'll win because they'll make it to where she'll win. It'll be gross fraud, voter fraud, cheating and everything, and nobody will say anything. And then she'll win again, and the second time will be worse than the first time, and nobody will care because people will look at her as a symbol of hope, even though she's going to turn America into a third world country.
And is that a socialist or progressive perspective?
No.
She won't become president on her own merit. They will say that Joe Biden can no longer be president for some reason. Basically, they will tell Joe Biden to step down and let Kamala Harris run the country. Once you see Kamala Harris as president, that will mean the demise for America. So your way of life, my way of life, is going to drastically change when she is president. Under her reign of terror, America will go from what it is now, and it will go to a socialist country, and then it will go to a communist country, and then it will be under a dictatorship. And then you will see the difference between a dictatorship and when Donald Trump was president. Donald Trump is in no way, shape, nor form any type of dictator because he has not forced the American people to do anything, but Kamala Harris will force you to do everything.
And is that a socialist or progressive perspective?
No.
So I know what I'm saying is hard for many of you all to believe, but I want you to just take a step back and just look how much everything has changed in this short amount of time. So if they can use a Peter Pandemic to make all these changes, what's to stop them from doing this again and again and again? So I don't want you all to personalize what I'm saying. I want you all to listen to what I'm saying. In 2021, you are not going to be able to straddle the fence anymore. You are not going to be able to exist in the gray area. In 2021, you're going to have to make a decision on what side you want to be on. Mutating strands are all part of the plan.
The new normal. Then there is the mysterious Wuhan virus, about whose nature and prevention the mass media daily give us conflicting information. What is clear, however, is that it has been used by certain forces inimical to families and to the freedom of nations to advance their evil agenda. These forces tell us that we are now the subjects of the so-called Great Reset, the new normal, which is dictated to us by their manipulation of citizens and nations through ignorance and fear.
And you will not be able to say anything negative about Kamala Harris, just like you will not be able to say anything negative about Joe Biden. The media is going to silence anyone that attempts to speak negatively about Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. Really, the media is going to silence anyone telling the truth about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. As I've said before, you will not be able to hold them accountable.
And is that a socialist or progressive perspective?
No.
Now, I know many of you all believe that Trump is a dictator, but there is no country that's ran by a dictator where you can openly talk about the president. There's no country that's ran by a dictator where the media can openly talk about the president and in a negative way. So Kamala Harris will be the actual first dictator that we will see in America. She already has a commercial out about socialism. I'm just letting you know, under her reign, America is going to be a third world country. And by 2030, they are predicting that nobody will own anything. No private property.
So there's a big difference between equality and equity. Equality suggests, oh, everyone should get the same amount. The problem with that, not everybody's starting out from the same place. So if we're all getting the same amount, but you started out back there and I started out over here, we could get the same amount, but you're still gonna be that far back behind me. It's about giving people the resources and the support they need so that everyone can be on equal footing and then compete on equal footing. Equitable treatment means we all end up at the same place.
I can come up with umpteen different examples of disparities in various situations, including situations where it is not possible for it to be either discrimination or genetics. People on the other side cannot give you one example. You can read reams of paper by advocates of social justice and not find one example anywhere in the world. There are people who've done international studies. Braudel, I quote, the French historian. He said, in no society has all parts of the population had the same outcomes.
Now, I know many of you all will be emotional about what I'm saying, and you think that I am hating on Kamala Harris because you believe that she's black, which she is not. And you believe that I'm talking about her because she's a woman. That is not the reason.
I took it to instill public confidence in the vaccine. President-elect Harris took hers today for the same reason. President-elect Harris. And when the president's doctors recommend it, President Trump should take it and instill the same degree of confidence.
I believe them, and I respect them being able to tell their story and having the courage to do it.
Do you believe that the vice president should enter this race?
Oh, he's going to have to make that decision for himself. I wouldn't tell him what to do.
And is that a socialist or progressive perspective?
No.
Wait for it. Free blast. Get money. Go.